Hello, one and all. Welcome to the Just Interesting Christmas special podcast. And we hope and wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas today. And we hope you get everything that your heart desires. And you are stuffed with all good, nice foods and delicious beverages. And you are around people who are close to you and you love very much. So, yeah. Join me.
Or at the very least can tolerate.
Oh, at the very least can tolerate. Yes. Fellas, how are you this fine Christmas day? Because obviously we're recording on Christmas Day. We didn't record this in advance.
I've got to be honest, Alex. I'm feeling pretty itchy with this tinsel around. I've got a tinsel around my neck for the audio listeners. So have you, Alex, and it is horrible. So of course I'm going to keep it on for the duration because that's what you do at Christmas. You endure things you wouldn't usually endure for the sake of goodwill.
We suffer for our craft.
It's the definition of Christmas spirit, folks. Exactly. Martin has expressed it all these years, millennia, in fact, of people wondering what exactly is the Christmas spirit. Dickens had a go with his famous story. People think he was onto the right track, but no, Martin, he's nailed it. Right there. Right there.
Thank
I raise a glass of Baileys to you, Martin, or I would if I'd actually prepared and got Baileys. I haven't bought Baileys yet. My gosh.
God, I wish I had some Baileys right now.
A non-brand equivalent, you know.
Good luck getting it today.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to go to a roadside chef.
I might have to go deep into the cupboard and see if I can find a glass of port. Yeah,
very good, very good.
I mean, I do like port.
And if you did find some today, the markup on it would be insane. But anyway, we're not talking about that because that's not Christmassy. But what is Christmassy and what we are going to be talking about today, I'll be honest with the listeners and everyone. This one's going to be a bit more freeform. We're just discussing the top and the best Christmas movies ranked. We found a list that ranks the top Christmas films, and we're going to give you our opinions as well. So join us.
Yeah.
Come and join with us in the discussion. What do you think is the best Christmas film of all time? Who knows? Maybe we'll get on to our favorite Christmas songs as well. But before that, would you guys like? Well, I'm doing away with the riddle for this episode and this episode alone, and instead I'm bringing you the finest Christmas cracker joke. Would you like to hear it?
Okay, like it. Yes.
Okay. What's the difference between the Christmas alphabet and the ordinary alphabet? What's the difference between the Christmas alphabet and the ordinary alphabet?
Something to do with letters.
Yeah,
Santa.
Santa. That's a good one.
Have a think about it. Have a think about it, and I'll tell you the answer at the end of the episode. Okay?
Okay.
So before we jump into our favourite comments from the past few weeks, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to our Patreon and YouTube members who are absolute stars, who have kept us going for this year, and hopefully, fingers crossed, will keep us going for the next year as well. And you guys are the lifeblood of this channel, and we can't thank you enough. Your support is honestly the best Christmas gift any of us could get. I'm sure I speak for all of us there.
It's true.
But in particular, I'd like to thank some very special people. And Robin has said that he will sing these names out in a special New Year's song. So, so that's really nice of him.
Santa Claus is actually to the theme of Step Into Christmas by Elton John. Should be very easy to do.
Sorry, fellas,
take it away,
you're breaking
Robin.
up. I'm going through a tunnel. I can't hear you. I'm sorry, fellas. I'll just read out these names whilst the signal gets itself back sorted out.
Okay.
So a special thank you to Cindy Hafner, James, Rashad Najar, Caleb Wilkerson, Kurt Jones, John Baker, Henny Ruffle, The Super Show Podcast, Nicholas Dill, Emmett Tapir, Ahmad, Peaswad, Josh Chomatek, A Filthy Casual, and Simon Workman.
Oh, thank you all so much. Thank you. And beautifully read, Robin. Didn't sound very musical, to be honest, but...
No, it should have been Simon Workman. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. You said Step Into Christmas, and actually I was like, what does the verse go like to that? How does the verse go?
Oh, yeah, no, it goes, welcome to my Christmas song.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Could have been done. Opportunity missed.
And that's why those names were not sung out, folks, because as that sample told you, it's not the most tuneful bunch you got here.
Stay tuned to the Patreon exclusive episode, though, where Robin has guaranteed that he will do exactly that. So,
on his life.
Yeah. It's not false advertising if we do it, Robin. So you're backed into a corner, I'm afraid, now.
Yeah, I kind of do feel a bit back. But, whatever. Wives.
Fellas, before we jump into our favourite Christmas film discussion, is there any comments from the previous few weeks that you'd like to bring up?
Well, this one's from a little while ago, and it might have been read out when I wasn't here. There's a few weeks I wasn't here, but I thought we could bring it in to this one as well. This is from C.S. Drummerson, who says, "Please do more American accents. The original host of 101 Facts used to do it, and it made me laugh every time. So I think when we're reading out some of these Christmas films, and when we're potentially quoting, which always tends to happen, we need to bring our best A game of accents to the table. So that's just a challenge for us.
Did Sam used to do American accents? I don't remember Sam's American accent.
I think he did.
I can't imagine him doing an American accent, but I'm sure he might have done.
I'm pretty sure he did, because he'd do 101 facts per episode, and he was... Yeah. Every fact was at least a joke, if not 2 or 3, and often they involved some accents, I think. So,
good.
You're right. As a percentage, it's probably quite a small percentage, like less than 1%. But when you're doing 101 facts with nearly 300 jokes for however many episodes they did, it's actually quite a lot of American accents.
Yeah,
that's true.
True.
Interesting.
And if he's listening to that, I bet we just gave him some trauma.
Yeah, sorry, Sam.
They're very warm. VO booths can get pretty warm.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay, this is ventured into very niche territory now, I think. But no, thank you. We'll keep that in mind. What's your favorite American accent? What's your favorite type of American accent?
I mean, it has to be the stereotypical, Southern ones.
From Savannah accent with molasses slowly pouring out of your mouth.
Well, that's good, actually. That's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was almost like a Kevin Spacey from
House of Cards.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder, actually, by the time this video goes up, did we get Kevin Spacey's yearly video?
His Christmas video.
Good question.
That's almost become a Christmas tradition at this point. It's terrifying, monstrous Christmas video.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Very odd.
Yeah.
Dear.
Cool. Robin, did you have
a comment? Sorry? Yeah, I've got a comment from...
You wouldn't believe we've been doing this for like 4 years. Sorry, you can talk. I won't interrupt.
Again.
I've got
a comment from... Sorry. Sure, we did that. I've got a comment from James Linton 17 on our Ghost Hunting in the Most Haunted City in Europe video over on our second channel, Uncovered. Go check it out. Enjoy us making little mini documentaries and going on site and exploring things. And here we were ghost hunting in York. But James Linton asked the most pertinent question ever from our ghost hunting trip around ancient York, which was, and I feel this is appropriate for the end of the year, the final episode of 2023. James asks, did Alex finally get his trophy back from Martin?
I believe so.
Oh, do you? Do you believe so? Mm-hmm. Do you? I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen that trophy in the entirety of 2023.
If you haven't got that through, Alex, then you need to contact Royal Mail because it will be on them.
Yeah, there's superficial damage to the trophy. They're all.
Don't worry about the superficial damage. They're all damaged.
Hey, folks, we're here to give you the full experience of Christmas. And this is where the relatives bicker and argue over the smallest things.
Yeah, well, it's quite a big thing, actually.
Where is it, Martin? Yes. Where is it?
Where is it? Well, I went to the shop and I bought a whole load of tarpaulin and some concrete and a shovel.
Okay, so you've buried it in an unmarked grave.
Unmarked grave underneath. Yeah.
Okay. 2 questions. How and why? Why?
Well, how is fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Why?
I suppose where and why would be more. I want to get the trophy back. Yeah.
That would be good, wouldn't it? To do a bit of a treasure hunt. That could be fun.
I'd rather you just give it back.
I could draw because I'm terrible at drawing. I could draw clues, awful clues, make it quite challenging.
Okay, well, let us know in the comments if you want this to be the next Uncovered video. Alex uncovers the lost treasure of the quiz trophy. Well, I had a comment, speaking of Uncovered, from Richard Thatcher 6604, who commented saying, just thought I'd let you know that when I type in Uncovered into YouTube, your new channel doesn't come up at all. Ooh, very spooky. Well, actually I think it's probably okay. It's
an algorithm
It's
thing.
quite a new channel. I wouldn't worry about that at the moment.
Yeah. I mean,
Get back to us in a year's time. Maybe that'd be a bit of a problem.
Actually, I've just typed in Uncovered, but then I'm logged in. But if you filter by channel, then it should. There's the filter options at the top.
Ah, okay.
Filter by channel, then it definitely will if it's not showing up elsewhere.
But there are quite a few other channels which have Uncovered in the name, which have been around for longer. So,
What? No.
Yeah, I think.
What?
Sadly,
No, I don't.
Definitely not.
So,
Definitely not.
I don't.
but yeah,
think
help
so.
us grow, and we'll come up in search results more readily.
Filter by channel, and it's the second option, and it's got the same kind of branding as our Just Interesting channel. So you should recognise it. But
Nice.
yeah, no, it's up there. It's up there. Just filter by channel.
Lovely. Well, on that note, fellas, shall we jump into the discussion this week?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just go through this list that we found of what I think is Time Out has ranked as the top 10 favorite Christmas, the best Christmas films of all time.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk
Before we
about our
do that,
favorites. Or did you want to do it vice versa? Sorry, Robin.
No, I want to go through the list. I think that's a good idea. But before we do that, perhaps we should just, because this is a question I feel like needs to be asked, needs to be discussed, which is, what is a Christmas movie exactly?
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll discuss this as we respond. But I just want to lay the groundwork there and say, what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie? And I wonder if it varies much, because I'll explain myself and my thoughts on the matter as we respond to this list, I'm sure. I don't know if you two want to explain your positions now or see as we go.
Do you want to go? You go for it, Martin. What's your views on it?
I imagine we might have similar feelings, but for me, Christmas can't be. It has to not just be, in the background. It has to have some impact either on the story or on the plot or even on the kind of the feeling of the feeling. I mean, that's kind of a broad term, but if you're portraying, sentiments of forgiveness and new beginnings, the things we think about with Christmas, family coming together, doesn't necessarily have to be overtly Christmassy, but the themes of the film, if it's taking place at Christmas, have to represent what Christmas represents to people.
That's beautifully put.
It has to be reflective of
nice.
Christmas.
Yeah,
If
that's very nice.
you can't just have Christmas trees in the background and say it's a Christmas movie, or have Toy Story with opening up the puppy at the end of the film and say it's a Christmas film, because that's not.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, but it is vague. It has to be vague.
Okay, so a couple of examples before we get into it. Okay, how about this? Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Christmas film, not Christmas film.
No,
Not Christmas film.
no.
Christmas happens in it, but it's completely
It does.
it
It does.
It's not really relevant to the plot.
So yeah,
Although
I
actually,
wouldn't
hang
even
on,
say-
hang on.
Yeah.
Harry gets as a gift for Christmas an invisibility cloak, which is pretty important to the plot of not just that film, but the subsequent films as well.
yeah. I guess it's used as a plot point. I just wouldn't call it a Christmas film.
Okay.
So
Ne-
much of it doesn't happen at Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. How about this one? Try this on for size.
Okay.
Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's
Because Father
Yeah.
Christmas is in it, and he gives them weaponry, which then they use to kill things. So, Christmas film.
exactly. And that's what Christmas is all about.
But also, Aslan is a stand-in for Jesus Christ, because it's all
Yes.
a religious allegory.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely a Christmas movie
and
in that sense. Yeah.
and it's always winter, but never Christmas, right? And so it's a big
It's a big part of it.
part of
Yeah.
plot point.
Okay. So, it's a difficult line to draw, but it's somewhere in between those two, maybe.
Yeah. I think somewhere between, Martin's absolutely touched upon the main thing, which is it has to somehow feel like Christmas and celebrate the values that we all hold dear at Christmas time. The message of the film has to somehow fit in with what we perceive Christmas to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with
Like
that.
all those Hallmark movies where A Prince for Christmas or whatever. It's like, no, that's not a Christmas film. That's just That's
A
just
romance
a
film.
romance set at Christmas. You know, you can take the Christmas out of it. You know.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I've got to be honest, I haven't seen many of those. I haven't seen any of them. I don't know if I'm missing out.
I know. I will freely confess, I've just dismissed an entire subgenre without having seen it. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, any guesses what this article's put as number one on the list?
Interesting. Could it be It's a Wonderful Life?
It is absolutely. It's a Wonderful Life. Comes in as a stonking
Nice.
number one.
Yeah.
We'll go through our thoughts on this. I thought this was quite an interesting top 10 list. So I'll go through them and then we can discuss. So number two, possibly controversial for some people, is Die Hard. Die Hard 1.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Good film.
Number
Good film. Yeah. I don't think it's that controversial. Anyway, I won't get into that. Let's carry on.
Has that? I mean, I don't know. At some point, there was a debate over whether it was a Christmas film. Have the Christmas filmers won that debate officially now? Is that
I think they're pretending that they've won, but they haven't.
okay? Fair enough.
Okay.
So coming in at number 3 is Gremlins, 1984.
Oh, I love
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
love Gremlins.
That's
That is
amazing.
a Christmas film.
That was a great film, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just number 3 though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fine.
I'm
Fine.
surprised it's that
I
high,
love it.
yeah. yeah.
I'd say for me personally, it's right up there. But I can understand. I'm surprised that it's as high up on this list. Definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it at 3. And I also think, honestly, if I were to include Die Hard on this list, and I wouldn't because I don't think it's a Christmas movie,
Robin doesn't think it's a Christmas movie.
even though
Interesting.
I watch it pretty much every Christmas because it's set at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie, really, I don't think. However, I would put it at number 1 because it's the greatest movie ever made. So, yeah.
There we go.
Fair enough.
It's the Citizen Kane of movies.
It's the Citizen Kane of movies. Okay, so number four. I feel like there's going to be some distaste here for this one. It's Elf. It's Will Ferrell and Elf.
Take that and burn it with fire.
No, I like Elf.
What happened to giving our opinions after this? I read the top 10.
Sorry.
Number 5, Bad Santa.
Never seen it.
It's. We'll talk. We'll discuss.
Yeah.
Number 6, Home Alone.
Oh
It
yeah.
had to be on the top
Home
10
Alone's great.
list.
Lower than I'd expect, actually.
Yeah. Number
I've
7.
watched it a couple of times this season. Yeah.
Number 7, and I've got to admit I haven't seen this, is A Christmas Story, 1983.
See, that's snuck up on the world because
Yeah.
America.
No.
Yeah, America loves it. I'd never heard of it until just a few years ago when the internet was just like all over it. Like, oh, it's so good. And it's like, no British person has ever seen this film.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Number 8, Edward Scissorhands.
No,
Disagree?
I've seen it.
it's
I've
not a
seen
Christmas
it.
film. It's
I saw
great.
it about 6 or 7 years. Probably longer than that. Actually, probably about 10, 15 years ago now. And I can't really remember it being Christmassy.
Yeah, I can't. I've seen it once and I can't remember it being that
The
Christmas.
whole point is it's not a Christmas film. Sorry. Just,
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, number 9, The Snowman, 1982. Quintessentially Christmassy. Got to
Yes.
give it that.
yeah.
Do
I'm kind of
I-
impressed that's
but
on there.
do- Is it a film?
Do I want to watch it?
Yeah.
Number 10, another one I haven't actually seen. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
No.
Pretty.
Don't know that one.
So this is what like
It's a bit rogue.
a lot of these. I feel like a lot of these answers are a bit rogue, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's go through them
Let's just
again.
try.
It's a Wonderful
There's an
Life.
agenda.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Everyone's put that at number 1. It's. Do you think it's the quintessential? Is there anything that you would put at number 1? Actually, yeah. Let's go through our favorites. What's your favorites? Christmas films.
You know what I'm shocked is missing? Muppets Christmas Carol.
I mean, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
elephant in the room here,
Yeah.
isn't it? Where's
Yeah,
Where's
that's-
that? Where's the Muppets Christmas Carol?
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Or any Scrooge film, or any version of
Number
Christmas Carol.
20. They've got it at number 20.
Ah, no. What's going on?
To me, that's too low down.
No, that's way too low.
It needs to be top 5.
Yeah.
I love A Christmas Carol, and I think there are many great adaptations of it, and some not so great adaptations, but even the bad ones are good enough because the story's so good. But there's something about Muppets Christmas Carol. They tackled it with the right amount of respect, as well as Muppet anarchy,
Yeah, yeah.
combine it with great songs, and you've got a film that's perfect for. It's got a perfect Christmas story that embodies the values of Christmas, about looking after your fellow man, being good to each other, and all that stuff. The secular version of Christmas, at least, and a great film that's good for all the family, and it isn't 2 hours long with Victorian dialogue. It's colourful and short.
Yes.
Everything you need at Christmas
And
for the whole family.
And as we know from our good friend over at Jack the Ripper Tours, but he also does is an expert on Dickens.
He is.
He said that it was one of the most faithful retellings of The Christmas Carol.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, one of the best.
And of course, one of the best.
I think it is the best, actually. I think, yeah.
So, I mean, what would be your number one? Would it be Christmas Carol, Robin?
Probably,
Muppets.
actually, yeah. Because I know why It's a Wonderful Life is number one on all these lists, because it is a really great film. But I think you could take Christmas out of it and it would be the same. It would be equally good. I think setting the finale at Christmas makes it special, because Christmas means something to everybody. Everybody can identify with what Christmas means to them. So it's a clever storytelling choice. But most of the film doesn't take place at Christmas. Most of the film is watching the trials and tribulations of this man.
Yeah.
It's a miserable experience until at the very end it does a kind of... It's like domestic abuse. You know, you treat someone badly enough until you pay them a compliment, and they're like, "Oh, thank you so much." And that's what It's a Wonderful Life does. It makes you feel miserable for 2 hours, and then spends 10 minutes making you feel happy, or at least relieved that things are going to be all right for this person who's suffered terribly. And I think that's not something. I mean, I genuinely think it's a great film, but every time I watch it, I feel like, well, it was 2.25 hours of my life feeling miserable. That I
it's quite long.
done something else.
You don't want to feel that on
true.
Christmas Day, yeah.
It's as long as Die Hard, and hey, I'll watch Die Hard anytime.
Fair play.
So Muppets Christmas Carol number one. So if you did a top three, or what are you both going for?
Well, for me, I would if it couldn't be Muppets Christmas Carol, I would say that Muppets is
You
my
can have
favorite.
it. You can have it too.
But that's my favorite. But the one that I think deserves the top spot, which it did make it into the top 10, but I'm surprised it was as low as it was, is Home Alone. I actually think it's
Home Alone.
the quintessential
Top spot for
Christmas
you,
film.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's. I think it earns it. Yeah.
I would include that up there, yeah, because again, it has all the family values of Christmas are there, as well as the timeless experience of trying to bring your extended family together for Christmas, and the stresses. It captures this in a very comedic and lighthearted and entertaining way. It captures all the stress and actual lived experience people have of Christmas. Unlike, say, It's a Wonderful Life, where if you're not into mortgage brokering, you don't really identify with most of what goes on in that film. Whereas Home Alone, I don't even know what jobs the family do.
It's never. I don't think it's ever.
Yeah, exactly, because it's irrelevant.
discussed,
Peter McAllister is an international crime boss. That's how he can pay for that massive house and to take them all on holiday every year.
I think the great strength of Home Alone is the archetypes of those characters. And of course, it has that with the Wet Bandits. It has the there's some commentary there on the dark side of humanity and the fact that people use Christmas to do harm to others, to take advantage of people. And then, of course, you've got the whole message of getting the family back together, and the great message, the moral of just because you communicate badly doesn't mean you don't love each other. And of course, that wonderful subplot with the dad. Yeah.
With the old man, and his daughter. Yeah. No, it is. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. I'd say that. Yeah, Home Alone's got to be up there.
Yeah. And I think, unlike, if I'm interrupt again, just to say, I think Home Alone is a great example of a film where if you took Christmas out of it, you set it at Easter.
Doesn't work
really
as
work.
well.
You know,
that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. And everything ties into the fact that it's Christmas and it's so busy at the airport. That's why they can't get the flights back.
Yeah.
And the generous spirit of the band that drives her.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why she doesn't just get a taxi. It doesn't make any sense. She's like, I'd give everything. I'd sell my soul to the devil just to get back to Kevin. It's like, well, a taxi from, was it Scranton, isn't it? Scranton to Chicago. Yeah, it would cost you a few $1,000s, but you'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Oh, you've ruined it now. Okay, fine. Number one is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Okay, so Muppets Christmas Carol for you, Alex. Home Alone. Do you have like a third if we're going to round out?
Oh, okay. Do you know what? I don't care what you're going to say. You're not going to like it. I'm going to say it anyway. I like Elf, okay? And I'm tired of pretending that I don't. Okay, good. Phew.
No, you're allowed to like Elf. Sorry, I didn't mean to be dismissive. Elf is fine.
I like
people
it.
who rate it as the best Christmas movie, or even, to be honest, in the top 10. No.
Well, I'm putting it in my
I'd
top
say-
three,
I'd say-
so...
I think you're going to be outnumbered here because I'd have it
Yeah.
in the top 10, definitely.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Well, I'm trying to think
My
what
top
would... What, I'm
I
going
think for
down
me, it
this
just rings
list.
very
what would be
hollow
better.
because it's about the commercialized buying presents side of it more than it is
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
about
It's-
about the spirit of Christmas, whatever that
Sure,
is. I feel like it's
Well-
not really in the film. It's not part
Well,
of the
yeah,
story.
but the story is the redemption, the arc of his dad, right? He's basically abandoned him as a child, started this new family, and then it's all about bringing not only the dad back together with his son Buddy, the elf, but also with his other family and bringing them all together. So it's very family oriented, and like spending time with your family and caring for them, looking after them, and not being selfish is more important than the work side of things, which dominated his life up until that point.
Yeah, but I don't see what. Having just praised Home Alone, I feel like I don't. For Elf, I don't see how it connects to Christmas, and therefore, I'm being picky here. Like, what makes it a great Christmas movie is lacking. It has all the superficial stylings of a Christmas movie. It has Santa in it, but it doesn't have.
And then Buddy,
for me,
although he's not technically part of the elf family, he always belonged, even though it didn't feel like he did. So there's that kind of there's that belonging and making sure that society as a whole is inclusive, whether that's elf society or
No, that's a
human
good point.
society.
That's a good point. I mean, I still feel that Home Alone did the same thing and did it better, but
Yeah, well, I agree.
so, but yeah, I guess I can see why people are fooled into thinking it's a great Christmas movie.
I'm sorry,
I
Alex. You
wouldn't,
are a fool, and you've been fooled and misled by Will Ferrell, and his his comedic timing has fooled you.
I'll tell you what it is, though. Elf is far better, a much better Christmas film than any adaptation of The Grinch, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing I think what I like about Elf is it's the last kind of modern Christmas film that I can actually stand to watch. I'm trying to think of films that have come out after Elf.
How about Last Christmas, where the twist definitely wasn't that he gave her his heart.
Yes, yeah. Remember that one. Claus is good. Klaus. Claus.
I've heard that
animated.
was good.
Good.
Oh yeah, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
that
What was the
film.
Kurt Russell? There's a whole trilogy of them now, isn't there? On Netflix, where Kurt Russell plays Santa.
Oh yeah, the Chronicles, Christmas Chronicles.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the first one with the kids.
Was it good?
Not really.
Oh.
It's very, very, very cheesy. But then again, one of my favourites, which actually doesn't even feature on the top 50, and it's very cheesy, and probably doesn't even capture the spirit of Christmas that well, but is funny, is Jingle All the Way.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's not even on the top 50.
I mean, it's not a good film though, is it?
It's so bad, it's good. It's a guilty pleasure Christmas film, for sure.
Yeah.
But it would still make my top 10 as a result.
See, I think that qualifies as a good Christmas movie, or rather as a Christmas movie, but it qualifies really well because it is very much about modern life at Christmas time. You know, it doesn't work at any other time of year. That whole experience of trying to get the toy for his son and repair that relationship. Yeah, it's not a great movie, but it's a really strong contender for a Christmas film. You know,
It's also just it is funny in a really shit way.
put the cookie down. Oh man, you reminded me. There's another film that surprised me actually, and they shouldn't have done because it's Aardman. Is Arthur Christmas?
Oh yeah,
I think I was in the right mood when I saw that. I really wasn't that interested in it, but then I was forced to watch it, and my expectations were so low that
it's all right.
I don't think I've
really-
seen
yeah,
Arthur
really-
Christmas.
Yeah,
It's
not
that
many
one to
people have.
watch.
It was a
Worth a
bit of a
watch.
flop. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's like you say, Alex. I feel like Elf is the last movie that really became a Christmas classic,
Yeah.
and everything else feels like it's trying to since then, but not actually achieving it.
I would watch Klaus or Claus or whatever you want to call it. Give
Is
that a
that
go.
is that
Yeah.
the next classic,
go.
do you think?
Yeah.
I think it could be in a few years' time. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I'd
enough.
say so.
Definitely.
I'd say so.
There
What
was,
about you, Mark? Oh, sorry, Robin.
So I was going to say there's another animated short. It came out. Was it last year? A stop motion thing on Netflix. It was little Robin.
I like it because it was a Robin, and my
it's got
name's Robin.
Problem is I can't remember what it's called. But it was really good actually.
Brutal.
Yeah. So Martin, what is your top Christmas?
Top three.
I can guess one of them.
Okay, go for it.
One of them's going to be National Lampoons.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
National Lampoons
you're a
is
big fan of.
possibly top. It changes a little bit. So yeah, top ones: National Lampoons, Muppets Christmas Carol, Jingle All the Way, Home Alone, probably as a top four. Weird top four.
Okay, well, you make it a top three. You got to get rid of one of those.
Okay, I have to get rid of Jingle All the Way.
It would be lunacy if
I
you
think it's
didn't.
the- I think-
but
I think
I'd
it's the
respect
weakest,
you
isn't
if you did. If you didn't.
Yeah, Home Alone, Muppets Christmas Carol, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, I think that's a
Nice.
solid. I'll admit.
May I make a suggestion, Martin, that might offend you? About
You mean you're welcome.
regarding Gremlins and Die Hard. And I
Yeah,
think,
go for it.
I think for me, for both of those films, which incidentally I bloody love,
Gremlins
like
is-
I could genuinely hold Die Hard up there as one of the greatest films ever made, and I think Gremlins is a fantastic film, that's a childhood favorite that I'll never stop loving. But I think both of those struggle to count as great Christmas films because they're deliberately kind of counter-programming.
Mhm.
They're trying to be anti-Christmas films, particularly Gremlins.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and I think maybe that's why
Yeah, I would have more debate over whether Gremlins is actually a Christmas film.
as in
As
which way are you falling on it?
No, as in I would say I see a more tenuous link to Christmas,
Right? Yeah.
Because it's I mean it probably is, but it's not quite the same in terms of encapsulating the spirit of Christmas in the same way.
No. Well, quite the opposite. There's that famous scene where Phoebe Cates talks about why she hates Christmas.
Yes,
which
yeah.
I think
Well,
if
that's pretty common in Christmas films, though.
yeah, but
Happens,
I think,
happens in Elf.
Yeah.
yeah, true. But I feel, every film is probably copying from that. Really, I mean, the essence is Scrooge. It goes back to Scrooge. I know, but I feel like that scene encapsulates the whole of Gremlins, which is as counter-programming at Christmas time. So, like, look, it looks like a Christmas movie, everyone, but actually, it really isn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I also would recommend. I feel like we haven't touched upon enough musicals like White Christmas, that classic with Danny Kaye and Bing
I haven't
Crosby.
I haven't seen White Christmas before.
Oh, it's good. It's lovely. I
Unless
love
it's
it.
a Muppet singing it, I don't want to know. So
Okay, I would recommend anybody watch that over Holiday Inn. So White Christmas is a remake of Holiday Inn, which also starred Bing Crosby, made in the 30s with him and Fred Astaire, which is really good, except it's dated a bit, and it has one very horrible blackface sequence, which
that's
is
not
even
Christmassy.
worse as-
That ruins Christmas.
it really has. Yeah, it ruins the film, as well as some other dated stuff about it. White Christmas is a much better Christmas film. Also has a slightly better message as well that's more suitable to Christmas. I'd also talk about another classic that's my wife's favourite film, as in genuinely her favourite film, which is Little Women.
Yeah.
People. I don't mean the new one. I mean the 1994 film
Yeah,
with Winona
yeah.
Ryder. And generally, I love that film as well. And we watch it every year, and I never tire of it.
Oh,
But I don't think it really qualifies as a Christmas film. It has a couple of scenes at Christmas, but that's it.
Okay.
You know,
I think
and
it's
I think you're stretching it to really say it's a Christmas film.
yeah.
Um,
Is it on this list? I think it might be on this list.
I'm trying to
Probably
look for
is,
it. I can't
either
actually
that or
see
the
it.
new one. Yeah.
Potentially.
How about this as a question then? What
Yeah.
are your go-to films that you watch at Christmas but you wouldn't consider a Christmas film? Like your Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones and that.
Die
So
Hard.
that's one of them. So you would say Die Hard. I mean, that's a controversial
Yeah.
one.
I
Because
usually binge watch.
I think you've lost that debate, though. I think
Yeah.
you're trying to keep the fires of war alive, but the
I know, it's a weird one,
war's
isn't it?
already
Like-
lost, Robin. It's a Christmas
See,
film.
I consider my position pure because I watch it at most Christmases and yet do not consider it a Christmas film. But Die Hard ilk. So, like the last couple of weeks when I've had a moment to settle down and watch something on my own, I've watched Die Hard style films like Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Air Force One with Harrison Ford. Those Die Hard films.
That's your like.
Something. Yeah, I found it comfortable to watch around Christmas
Oh,
time.
nice.
I guess it's the claustrophobia of a lone warrior trapped in a location and taking down terrorists. Makes me think of Christmas.
Okay.
I watch
okay.
a lot of kids films with the kids about, but
Yeah.
anything where there's more than one film in a series, because I have the time to watch more than one.
Hey.
So your Indiana Joneses, your Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, you
Nice,
know,
yeah.
the kind of where
Yeah.
there's more than one film, just watching them through again, a bit of comfort, watching something again that I haven't seen for a while.
I was going to say Indiana Jones, but I actually don't tend to watch them at Christmas because I watch them the rest of the year
There we go.
on a loop
Fair enough.
in the background. What about you, Alex? What do you watch?
Yeah, I would say the Harry Potters. We tend to go through those at Christmas again
Really?
because
every Christmas.
well, maybe put like one or two on, but
Yeah.
yeah, and maybe if I'm going to do a franchise, yeah, like Lord of the Rings, that'd be good to
Oh, yeah,
whack
I was-
on.
I was about to say Lord of the Rings. I think because you have the time
And of course, I'd say
to watch them.
I'd say Fast and Furious, but like you with Indiana Jones, that's everyone the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I tend to each year watch about 45 minutes of The Great Escape when it's on as well.
Yeah, that's
just
the
so
classic.
long.
Yeah.
I dip in and out.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a few films on that list of, especially because my wife isn't a big film watcher. Those epics, the age of the 3 to 4 hour epic films, and unless it's Lord of the Rings, I just don't get the opportunity to watch them because she's not a big fan of sitting there watching something for hours.
yeah,
The thing about the Great Escape as well is it's a long film for its time, and when it's on TV, there's adverts every like 20 minutes.
Oh gosh,
So
yeah.
it takes a 3-hour film to about
To
4.5 hours.
Yeah.
okay.
It's mad, isn't it?
I don't want to end.
And like,
I don't want to end too
Yeah.
much on a. Oh, sorry. No, go on. Go for it.
I
Robin.
was going to say the same complaint about Lawrence of Arabia, which is literally 4 hours long, but was always on Channel 4 or something with adverts. And my dad used to hate, whenever it was on TV, I was like, I'll go and watch Lawrence of Arabia. And I was like, no, it'll take all day. I was like, what do you mean? 'Cause I was a kid. And I was like, I don't have a concept of what takes all day. And when I was a bit older, I was just like, oh my gosh, yeah. Bought it on Blu-ray. I was like, this thing's 4 hours long and it was adverts. How long? It's like a 6-7 hour thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Alex, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to ask, what's your least favorite film, a Christmas film that everyone goes on
easy.
about?
Easy.
I think we could all.
Love Actually. Love
Yeah,
Actually.
it's going to be Love Actually.
yeah.
isn't it?
Love Actually.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Oh, Martin, I'd happily forgotten about that film. Now you've just reminded me.
Love actually is everywhere.
Oh.
Like those people at 9/11 in the buildings. They were calling their
those
loved
calls.
ones.
The calls were with love. It's like, no. Have you listened to the recordings? People just terrified.
And the
Yeah.
bit with the guy.
And the really horrible subplot about the disabled brother. And it's just,
Disabled Borough, and then the cheating, the romantic but cheating on his
yeah.
best friend.
Yeah.
And then they don't develop the characters but want you to care about them at the end. It's just shit.
And
the
the
guy
weird
who
preteen romance.
really
Yeah.
wants to go out with that foreign lady who he hasn't had a single conversation with and who works for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abuse of power.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's not getting past HR. Yeah.
And Keira
Yeah,
Knightley was
no,
17 or something in it.
It's a little bit weird.
She was
isn't it?
young, yeah.
It's all a bit weird, isn't it? Okay, fine. Well, we're in agreement on that at least.
That's good.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if let's not drag this one out because we've got Christmas dinners to eat, we've got presents to unwrap. I know you at home definitely do. But let us know in the comments down below, what's your favorite Christmas film? And how have you celebrated Christmas this year. We hope you've had a magical day. And we'll see you in the new year. And predictably, in the new year, I think the next episode will be, or maybe the one after that, will be 2024 predictions, our yearly tradition.
Psychic predictions.
Yeah. Getting darker and darker each year.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's see what Nostradamus has to
Wonderful.
say about 2024. But
Indeed.
Nice.
well, we'll see you in the new year, if not. Anything
But
else?
before we go,
Oh, yeah, the riddle. Or not the riddle,
Oh,
the Christmas cracker.
blimey. Oh,
Oh, okay.
that was almost a disaster.
So, I'll read
Well
it
done,
again
Robert.
for anyone who's forgot. What's the difference between the Christmas alphabet and the ordinary alphabet?
Don't know.
Any guesses?
honestly, no.
Okay, here's the answer. The Christmas alphabet has no L.
Nice. Yeah, that would do.
There you
Should
go.
have got that.
Yeah.
That's good, actually. That was quite good.
Not
Very
bad
good.
one, not bad
Very
one.
good. No, it's all right. Yeah.
Anyways, everyone, thank you for listening to us ramble on about Christmas films. We hope you've had a great time listening to us and also great Christmas time today. Yeah, thanks everyone so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Happy
Bye.
Christmas!
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas!